Hey, yo, wave check. I don't actually know what wave check means, but I wanted to say it. Today we're going full in on Magik, seeing what she can do with this build. I swapped her Obelisk for fire damage and a 120 proc. It's pretty light. This is very free to play, and we're going to be testing it with and without really big upgrades to her uniform. So we're going to just bust it down real quick with the current build as it is, and then we're going to dive into upgrades and then take it back out and see what's up. Why am I 12%? Oh yeah, right, because the okay, true. But before we get into Magik, really quickly, I want to make some updates to yesterday's video, the 6 o'clock video about the teaser that we'll be seeing tomorrow at the New York City Comic-Con. First of all, thank you guys so much for hitting me up in the comments with different ideas and for correcting me because I made some mistakes in that. So let me just correct my mistakes. But before that, if you haven't seen that video, what the hell are you doing? Go up and click that video and check it out. So first of all, I said Sharon Rogers was half Asian or half Korean. That's completely wrong. She's from an alternate timeline where Captain America doesn't get frozen in ice and he does get with Peggy. So they're both American. Or I guess Peggy's British or whatever. I don't know. But anyways, none of them are Korean. Sharon Rogers is just born in Korea, but she's white, I guess. And then Danny Koo's tweet actually spells out the word giant if you take the first letter of each of the words that he says. So the arg in the middle is sort of probably there for that reason. He couldn't think of any other word. I don't know, but that's really cool. So he's saying giant as well. And then two more things that were brought to my attention that I didn't bring up. On the first hand here, check this out. This is sick. As an offshoot of the Absolute Carnage series that Donnie's working on right now with, what is it, Ryan Stegman. We've got, I mean, there's a whole bunch of offshoots. There's a whole bunch of sort of side issues because that's what comic books do. But this one is Absolute Carnage Immortal Hulk. Very cool. This could be what they're referring to when they're talking about giant. I mean, guys, listen. Hulk tier 3 and or Carnage tier 3 and or what I'm about to show you next tier 3, they're all amazing combat types. I would be so excited if that were the case. Secondly, check this out. Marvel's new Venom just became a symbiote giant, and this is in all caps. Come on, Screen Rant. This is May 23rd, 2019, so it's not that long ago, and this is not for Absolute Carnage. This is actually for War of the Realms. So essentially, Venom is sort of playing the good guy here. He's going and he's fighting, I believe it's on Earth, but it might also be somewhere else. He's fighting frost giants from Jotunheim. I guess they're being brought over by Malekith. I'm not up to date on the full War of the Realms thing, but basically the process in order for him to be able to fight the frost giants and win, Venom literally gets really big to the point of being a giant. That's right. So that's sick, and that ties in so well to them talking about giant characters. There's also giant Avengers, but I really don't want an Avengers update. Listen, Carnage, Hulk, Venom, they would make the ultimate Halloween update. So that's exactly what I want to see. Yes, please, thank you. Give me some more of that. So let me know if you guys have anything more to say on that matter from that video. Hit me up in this video's comments. Also, I have a question for you real quick before we get into the Magik stuff. We're actually going to load up the stage here while I ask you this question. Seeing the video, it's a little bit different. I moved this camera. I basically put it flush to the edge here, the edge here and the edge here. There used to be a space. There used to be a little tiny space. Do you prefer this one, or do you not care and you didn't even notice it? I'm guessing most of you are going to say that you never noticed it, but I still want to find out. Anyways, we're going to jump into a stage 40. I think this is a nice stage to test out for Magik. We're going to use Magik. We're going to use his leadership for the 30% fire damage, and the crit rate's kind of nice, and we're going to use Shuri. So this is the same leadership I used with Namor, and I think we're just basically going for maximum damage here and maximum fire. So we're getting 80 fire damage in addition to the other buffs. Now her energy attack set is not that high, so actually it might be beneficial to go with something like this just to get that extra energy attack stat, but it really doesn't matter for the basis of testing. Actually, we could do this as well. You know what, let's go ahead and do this because we're not sure if there's fire damage on all 5 of her skills, so let's just go with this. And this way we get a 65% bonus against supervillains because we get 20 from Ebony and we get 45 from Ghost Panther. And then we're also getting 40% energy attack, and we're also getting 50% fire damage on top of whatever the 20 or 30% she has from her uniform effect, or sorry, from her Obelisk effect. All right, let's 4 cancel. Oh, that was garbage. Okay, we're gonna start this over. Yo, I need to chill. I'm like way too hype about the idea of Carnage, Venom, or Hulk getting a uniform and getting a rework. But I realized that this is going to be too hard for Magik, and I'm not going to get a really accurate portrayal of her damage if I don't bring along a striker, because of the fact that Ebony is just going to bounce around and iframe and like interrupt my attacks constantly. So I bumped it up to stage 50, as you can see from the top corner, and I went ahead and popped in Rachel. So we're going to use Rachel for both tests, so it'll be consistent, but we're still going to try to proc on 5 for the Obelisk and see how much damage we can do here. We're not expecting to do a lot of damage, but we just want to see, you know, how much that uniform is going to impact her. You know what? Procking on 4 might actually be a really good option as well. But you're not going to be able to proc on 4 every time. So you do sort of have an inconsistent rotation if you do try to proc on 4. But I'm going to be trying to proc on 5 here. And we missed it there, so now we get to proc on 4, I guess. And the proc on 4 is not bad. It's like, whatever, third of a bar, fourth of a bar. Not bad at all. There we got interrupted. That's mad annoying. The thing with characters like Magik that have spammable skills is that it's extremely tempting to use and or recommend a CTP of Rage. Additionally, proccing on 4 might seem like the best option because of the fact that it's elemental damage, and actually proccing on 1 might actually do more damage than proccing on 5 because of the fire damage, which is pretty wild. Yeah, that was a proc on 4. Man, it's so hard to proc with obelisks. Even a CTP of energy gives you more, you know, like punishes you less because of the chain hit damage applying for the whole 5 seconds. So that took about a minute and a half. Not the most scientific, you know, not the most accurate portrayal of the character, but it is a stage 50. A minute and a half is hella low. So now let's see what we can do to actually upgrade her damage to make her more viable. We definitely want to build up her crit damage. Her crit rate's already quite high. It's at 50%. Because she has, I believe, does she have a crit rate buff? No, she doesn't. Oh, this is the team up. She's using her own leadership. Okay, my bad. So we want to go back over here and check. Yes, she's at 38 and 166. So this is pretty low, but let's see what we can do. We're just under 24,000 energy attack. Got a lot of crit damage here, and we got this uniform almost done here. So we're gonna throw some XP chips. If you guys are wondering how I get so many XP chips, I not only play Shadowland every week, which you get 50 level 3 XP chips every week, but I also buy them all the time when they're on sale in the Shield Lab. So I check this 3 to 4 times a day. I also refresh it after it refreshes once when it's at the 6 hour mark, or around the 5 to 6 hour mark, and I refresh it to get another round to see if I can get any sort of uniform XP chips, and I just buy them all, whether it's 1, 2, 3, or 4. Like level 1, 2, 3, or 4. They don't sell level 5. So we got the first 2 options. We can probably go for one more pretty safely here. So let's just pop this one and go. We've saved up these biometrics from previous X-Gene subscriptions. And so, you know, it's tough to get new X-Gene characters like update after update. You know, Namor was added. Other characters were added recently. But the good thing is that the more characters they add, the better it is for building up uniforms. Because then if you use, let's say, part of the month on a character's like upgrades, but then you have the rest of the month left over, you can use that to start stockpiling biometrics for a uniform for a character that's either out already, like an X-Gene character that's already out, or one that's not out yet, like let's say saving up biometrics for Gambit or something like that. So we got this roll here. We probably want to go, like, attack speed seems nice, so does HP, but we do have ignore defense here. We can actually change that for the Obelisk, but we just got kind of lucky with that. That's not going to be the case, obviously, moving forward long term, but let's go ahead and give her, do we want to give her more crit rate or more crit damage? She's going to get 15% crit rate there. So actually, you know what? Her crit rate's going to jump up to 52%. So yeah, we definitely want to do crit damage. So let's roll that, see how long that takes. Perfect. And then for the other option, we can definitely go with, what's her attack speed at right now? She doesn't get an all speed buff. She gets a 10% all speed buff. So we don't even need, no. We don't need that at all. Dang. Okay, so we could go with, I guess, dodge or skill cooldown. I mean, she doesn't really need either of those. It's pretty awkward, to be honest with you. I guess we can go with HP here or recovery rate. Either one is fine. The recovery does help, but I think the HP would be more helpful. It seems like the uniform options are not as helpful for Magik because she has so many buffs. She's got the attack speed and the crit rate buff on mixed magic, and that's going to apply for 10 seconds. So it's pretty much going to be active for the whole fight. She doesn't have any other self buffs, but that's a lot already as it is. And then she's got, you know, well, that stuff that doesn't really matter. But yeah, I guess just more crit damage. It was basically all she needs, because she has cooldown there on the 4th gear as the first stat, so she gets a lot there. She doesn't have ignore defense. Yeah, so ignore defense is the one thing she's missing. So I guess if I didn't have ignore defense on this Obelisk, I would need to roll it on that 3rd gear. But because she also doesn't need attack speed, and I don't need skill cooldown because I'm capped, like, what I'm dodge, I guess. I guess it's just dodge. This is going to be dodge, which is kind of weird. I mean, it's good for a CTP of Rage, for sure, but I'm not giving Magik a CTP of Rage now yet anyways. So we actually just managed to bump up her energy attack by about 1,500. We were on the cusp of 24, so we're at 25.6 right now, which is pretty nice. Can we go one more? We can actually go all the way on the uniform, because I was planning to use a mythic, like the final step from legendary to mythic, using a mythic ticket, but I don't even have this uniform. Damn. Do you guys think I should buy this uniform? Damn. I don't even have this one. The 4th option would basically be all defense or dodge, which might work for a PvP build, but I'm honestly not sure. Damn. Okay, well, whatever. Let's just go back in. We're probably not going to see a huge difference, but we are ranked 600 right now. But you know, let's just see how much difference that makes. It is a difference. Also, the uniform went up from plus 15 attack to plus 21, so we got a 6% all attack boost there. In addition to the energy attack stat on the 2nd roll of the uniform. But damn, should I buy that Iron Fist uniform? There's like 9 uniforms that I've just been ignoring and not buying for a while now. Let's try to proc on just 4. Boom. Okay, we actually, I don't even think we procced on 4, to be honest with you. But let's pop everything else. Let's just pop it. Let's see what was that 4 again? No, this is 5. This is the proc on 5. It does so little damage. Yeah, I don't know, man. Maybe rage. Maybe she does need rage. It's kind of disappointing. But it seems like you definitely want to proc on 4. 4's got 4. Yeah, 4 definitely has the most damage. I would say 4 is a clear winner, but that's so awkward for like for every, you know, the next 2, basically the next 2 procs. The next 1 to 2 procs, I would say. Actually, no, just 1, because it's a 10-second cooldown. It's actually not that bad. We want to proc here on 4. Nope, we missed. Okay, cool. Pretty much the same as before. We're gonna miss like half the procs because it's so damn inconsistent, and Ebony's like just constantly moving around. But she's tanky. She is tanky. Procking on 1 is honestly not that bad. I would be interested to see what she does with the CTP of Rage, and if you guys want to see me throw that on, I would definitely not be adverse to that. That was a combo of 5 and 4. So that was actually 5 cancel 4, which is pretty cute. Most characters do 4 cancel 5, but no, we're doing 5 cancel 4, baby. So yeah, reminds me a little bit of Scarlet Witch actually. Let's just try to proc on 4 here. Not much, even less on 5. 5 does like no damage. The bar doesn't even move on 5. I know it's stage 50, but damn, we're actually taking longer this time than the last run. Some people asked me. I guess I don't have to do this very often. This was kind of a test. I wanted to see if there really was that much of a difference, because some people mentioned that I could have used, or I could have played with Namor's uniform before I got it to Mythic. But actually, nah, it really doesn't make much of a difference. Having the uniform versus having it at Mythic, I mean, it is going to make a difference for like really minute, like really fine details, and it's going to make a difference for things like ABX with like maxing out your scores, and it might make a bigger difference if I had a CTP of Rage on her to cap out her crit rate and her dodge. But you know what? Like, the more I think about it, again, I'm not trying to sell you on a CTP of Rage, but if you just look at the numbers here, she gives herself a crit rate buff. Now, that crit rate buff we know is going to affect the CTP of Rage. So you actually don't even have to get to 75%. You only have to get to 60%. She's already at 38. So I would only need a CTP of Rage that had 22% crit rate, which is a pretty low roll. Now, the dodge would be a little bit harder to cap out, but I would have 2 options here because I don't need to roll this to skill cooldown because of her gear, and I don't need to roll this to attack speed because of her mixed magic passive. So I can roll this first one on dodge. I can roll the 4th one on dodge if I buy that stupid Iron Fist uniform, and that actually probably makes it easy to get that 75-75 for her for the Rage CTP. So yeah, let me know what you guys want to see next. Would you rather I said I was going in depth, but we're still kind of tickling We got to get her potential up if we're really going to see, like, push her to the max. We're going to get some gears up to 25. Let me know if you guys want to see, like, a CTP of energy next, or if you want to see a CTP of rage, or if you want me to go PvP with a CTP of regen. Just pick one out of those 3 options. Hit me up in the comments down below. Let me know what you guys want to see next. Thank you so much for watching the videos. Hit the bell and hit the like button if you enjoyed your stay. And of course, if you like what you see, I hope to see you later today. Take care.